This is the high density Espalier Gardener, and these are my plums. I have 4 different kinds of plums here, even though you see only 3 trunks. The plum on the right hand side is my Satsuma plum, and it is starting to grow out quite nicely. It has a branch growing across this way and one growing across this way. It's the Satsuma branch that is actually giving off all of these flowers, and the branch has grown all the way up to this point. I will allow it to grow up to this post. With all of these flowers, and it's the first time that I've gotten so many flowers, so I'm hoping that we have a nice little harvest of Satsuma plums this year. And then next to that I have the Santa Rosa. Santa Rosa, I ended up not liking the way it was growing up from this point, so I trimmed it off there, and then I'm going to let one of these shoots grow up all the way to the top of the wire, and I will start training the rest of these little branches out and espalier them as well. This one still happens to have 2 branches. This one here growing along here, and over here you can see it has some flowers on that branch, and then on the next branch up, that one also has some flowers. So I might get some Santa Rosas. We'll see how it turns out. The Santa Rosa and the Satsuma, from what I understand, are supposed to be similar, but not exactly the same. They both have red flesh and are red on the outside. But from what I understand, they have some of the most delicious tasting flesh out of all of the plums, and looks like this year I'll be able to check and see if that's true. Here I have an elephant heart plum that's supposed to be able to give off fruit that's rather large, also red flesh and red skin. It has already grown up to the top wire, and I will be, once the shoots start to come out, I will train those along the wires and allow them to grow up to the end post. This one has some branches coming off, but I guess it's probably not season yet for the shoots, the flowers and the shoots to come out, because there are 3 branches and there's no fruit yet, and it looks like right here starting to get some little leaves coming out. I'm not sure if there are going to be flowers there or not. We'll see. But the great thing about the way I selected the fruit, I tried to select different varieties so that I wouldn't have all of the fruit at once. I would have more of an ongoing ripening of the fruit, so that I could spread it out and enjoy fruit all summer long. Now, I mentioned that I have 4 because last year I went to Vaughn's grocery store and I found what's called a black velvet. It's a mixture, a cross between apricots and plums. It's a deep purple, almost black looking fruit, but it's called black velvet because it has it's fuzzy on the outside like an apricot, but the inside, the flesh, was more like a plum. It was really good. And so I got 4 seeds and I planted them just to see if I might be able to get one of them to grow, and lo and behold, one did. Here is a close-up of the little black velvet tree coming out. I don't know for sure if it's going to give black velvet fruit or if it's just going to end up being an apricot or a plum. But it's an experiment and we'll see what happens. Hopefully you can see. The little tree. If you have any questions or comments, please post them and I will answer them as soon as I can.